How To with bbclearningenglish.com. Everyday English for everyday situations.
Hello, welcome to How To with me, Jackie Dalton. In this programme, how to greet people in informal contexts. There are lots of different phrases and expressions you can use, and today you'll learn some of the most popular and useful ones. One of the first words you probably learnt in English was hello, a very common way of greeting someone and suitable in both formal and more relaxed situations. Now we're going to hear some other expressions, and these are for informal situations. So here we go. Listen to this short clip of Matt saying hello to Jane. What word is used here instead of hello?
Hey Jane, how you doing?
It was simply hey, more informal than hello.
Hey Jane.
It sounds a bit like hi, which you've almost certainly used before as another slightly less formal version of hello. Hi Jane with H-I and hey Jane with H-E-Y both sound relaxed. Now for our next greeting. What's this one?
All right, Matt, how's it going?
All right, Carrie, how are you?
All right. That's very informal.
All right, Carrie, how are you?
All right, Carrie. In England and Australia, you often hear it with mate, an informal word meaning friend, which refers to the person you're speaking to. All right, mate. So a reminder of our opening expressions for greeting so far. Hello, Richard. Hi, Richard. Hey, Richard. All right, Richard. Or, all right, mate. So you've said hi to someone. What next? Well, the normal thing, as in so many cultures, is to ask them how they are.
How are you?
The most straightforward phrase. How are you? But how else could you say that in a relaxed situation?
Hello, Carrie, you all right?
You all right? Of course, the most correct way of saying this would be, are you all right? But it often just becomes, you all right?
Hello, Carrie, you all right?
And yes, you're right. We've just looked at all right as another way of saying hello, but we also use it to ask how someone is. Now listen for another way to ask how someone is.
Hey Jane, how you doing?
How are you doing? Again, how are you doing would be more correct, but we often miss out the are, so it's just, how are you doing?
Hey Jane, how you doing?
A variation on that, which you're probably more likely to hear in Australia, is how are you going?
All right, Carrie, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, Neil. How are you going?
How are you going?
How are you going?
How's it going is another form you might hear.
All right, Matt, how's it going?
You're listening to How To with bbclearningenglish.com.
So how could you respond when you're asked how you are? One of the most common answers is, fine, thanks. But here are some more. All of them are quite informal.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Good, thanks.
Not bad, which means quite good, and good thanks are both used here.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Good, thanks.
You could also say, all right, thanks, or okay, thanks, or very well, thanks. So to sum up those last expressions, we've got not bad, good thanks, all right, thanks, or okay, thanks, or very well, thanks. After you've answered that question, the most usual thing to do is to return the question and ask the other person if they are well, as in these examples.
All right, Matt, how's it going?
Yeah, no trouble. How about you? All right.
Yeah, not bad.
Hey Jane, how you doing?
Good, thanks. And you?
You can return the question with a simple, and you? Or, how about you?
All right, Matt, how's it going?
Yeah, no trouble. How about you? All right.
Yeah, not bad.
Hey Jane, how you doing?
Good, thanks. And you?
So now a recap of the key phrases in this programme. Hello. Hi. Hey. All right. How are you? How are you doing? How are you going? How's it going? You all right? Good, thanks. Fine, thanks. Not bad, not bad. All right, thanks. I'm okay. And you? How about you? What about you?
That was How To with bbclearningenglish.com.